Do you remember the quiet before birth? The hush before awakening? There is such a silence too, in the final breaths of life. A stillness where the veil thins and the world itself becomes porous. What if death is not the end you fear, but a doorway, a threshold leading not to darkness, but to an exquisite unfolding of light? An ancient book dares to whisper the truth, a guide written not for the dead, but for the living, for those who dare to glimpse beyond the shroud of mortality. They call it the Bardo Thodol, the Book of the Dead, but its pages speak to the soul's journey through life just as much as death. What if everything you thought you knew about death was only the beginning? The Bardo Thodol, a name that has echoed through the centuries, whispered by sages and hidden away in the sacred libraries of the Himalayas. It is known to the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, but that name barely scratches the surface of its true nature, for it is not a mere book of rituals or superstitions. It is a guide, one written with the precision of ancient knowledge and the urgency of compassion. Its origins are veiled in mystery. Tradition claims it was written by Padmasambhava, the great tantric master who brought Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. It is said he recorded these teachings to preserve a truth so profound that only those willing to peer beyond the veil could grasp it. The text itself was hidden away, a treasure concealed to be discovered by future generations, in times of darkness and confusion, rediscovered by Karma Lingpa, a visionary master, centuries later. But why hide such wisdom? Because the teachings of the Bardo Thodol are not only for the dead, they are for the living. They speak of a journey that unfolds both in death and in life, a journey of the mind and of the soul. The text describes a passage through states of existence known as Bardos, transitional realities that exist between life, death, and rebirth. But these bardos are not confined to death alone. They are woven into the fabric of our everyday existence. For the Bardo Thodol teaches that life itself is a series of transitions, moments of clarity and confusion, of awakening and delusion. It offers guidance for navigating these states with awareness, so that when the final transition comes, the soul can pass through with clarity and peace. But what are these bardos? What secrets do they hold? The text warns that few will understand them, and even fewer will transcend them. But for those who dare to peer into the mystery, the truth awaits. The Bardo Thodol describes the journey beyond death as a passage through 3 distinct states of consciousness. These are known as the 3 bardos, each one a crossroads, a test, and an opportunity for liberation. The first is the bardo of the moment of death. It begins the instant life leaves the body. The soul encounters the clear light of ultimate reality, a pure, radiant brilliance beyond anything experienced in life. It is not an external force. It is the soul's true nature, luminous, perfect, and complete. The teachings say that if the soul can recognize this light as itself, it will attain immediate liberation. But for most, the light is overwhelming, mistaken for something foreign and terrifying. The soul turns away, clinging to what it once knew, and the opportunity passes. This leads to the second bardo, the bardo of visions. Here, the mind creates its own reality. Thoughts, emotions, and desires take form, becoming visions the soul must confront. At first, the visions are peaceful, gentle deities, luminous beings, and serene landscapes appear, inviting the soul to embrace its true nature. These are not separate entities, but reflections of the soul's highest potential. But if the soul remains confused or fearful, the visions change. The peaceful beings transform into terrifying forms, wrathful deities with blazing eyes, fierce faces, and many arms. They are not here to punish. They are here to awaken. Their fierce forms are meant to shatter delusion, to break through the soul's attachment to illusion. The text urges the soul to see through these projections, to recognize that they are manifestations of its own mind. But the challenge is great, and many turn away. The final stage is the Bardo of Rebirth. Here, the soul feels the pull of desire and attachment, drawn toward a new life. Visions of families, familiar places, and desires appear, calling to the soul like echoes from its past. It feels a longing, a hunger to exist once more. This pull is guided by karma, the cumulative force of one's actions, desires, and attachments. It leads the soul toward rebirth, binding it once more to the cycle of samsara, the endless wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. Yet even here, there is an opportunity for liberation. The teachings say that if the soul remains aware, if it understands the nature of the visions and the force of karma, it can choose its next life with intention. But such awareness is rare. Most souls are swept forward, carried by the desires and fears they cannot release. And so the cycle continues, a journey through light and darkness, through beauty and terror, through life and death. The Bardo Thodol provides the map, but few are able to read it when the time comes. Death, the one journey that unites all of humanity. Every culture, across all ages, has sought to understand it, prepare for it, and guide the soul through it. The Bardo Thodol is one such map, but it is not alone. Its teachings echo through other traditions, each trying to illuminate the darkness of the unknown. In ancient Egypt, priests recited passages from their own Book of the Dead, spells and rituals designed to guide the soul through the underworld's perils. Their goal? To reach the Hall of Judgment, where the heart was weighed against a feather, a test of purity meant to determine if the soul would find peace or be consumed by darkness. In Greece, the dead faced the river Styx. A ferryman named Charon waited to carry souls across, provided they offered a coin for safe passage. To the Greeks, the afterlife was a realm of judgment and consequence. Without proper guidance, a soul could be left to wander, lost and forgotten. The Indus Valley gave rise to the Upanishads, sacred texts speaking of a soul's quest to reunite with the Atman, the true self. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the journey through samsara is central, an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth shaped by karma. The goal is liberation, freedom from illusion, and suffering. In the Americas, indigenous tribes held their own rituals for the dead. Vision quests, ceremonial burials, and shamanic journeys were all designed to help the soul navigate the spirit world. They believed in guides, spirits of ancestors or animals, to help the soul find its way. And in Christianity, the concept of purgatory echoes the transitional states described by the Bardo Thodol, a place where the soul undergoes purification before it can reach paradise. Prayers from the living are offered to guide the departed, much like the Tibetan lamas who chant for the souls of the dead. Rituals, prayers, spells, and chants. Each culture has created its own lights to pierce the darkness. What drives us to create these maps? Is it fear? Is it compassion? Or is it the unrelenting desire to know what lies beyond? What if the Bardo Thodol contains the clearest vision of that unknown journey, a truth that has remained hidden for centuries, waiting to be uncovered? But what if the truth it offers is not only for the dead? What if it is meant to be understood by the living? We have traced the paths of many cultures, from the chants of Egyptian priests to the coins placed in the mouths of the dead by the Greeks, from the prayers offered by Christians to the sacred rituals of the Americas, all designed to guide the soul through the unknown. But what if the most profound map of all is the one that reveals not an external journey, but the journey within? The Bardo Thodol offers a truth that is as startling as it is liberating. It teaches that everything the soul encounters after death, the radiant lights, the peaceful and wrathful deities, even the pull toward rebirth, are not external realities. They are projections of the mind, the clear light of ultimate reality that appears at the moment of death. It is not some divine force outside of you. It is the essence of your own mind, luminous, pure, and infinite. The peaceful deities who appear in the Bardo visions, they are expressions of your highest nature, compassion, wisdom, kindness. They are what you could be, reflected back at you. And the terrifying figures, the wrathful deities, they are born from your own unresolved fears and attachments. They are guides in disguise, urging you to break free from illusion. The Bardo Thodol teaches that everything encountered in the Bardos is a mirror, a reflection of the mind's own creations, shaped by thoughts, emotions, and desires. The truth it offers is both simple and profound. The boundary between reality and illusion is paper thin. In death, as in life, we are confronted by the illusions we create. But this is not a message of despair. It is a message of awakening. If we can recognize the truth in death, we can recognize it in life. Every moment is a transition, a kind of death and rebirth, a constant unfolding of new possibilities, shaped by the mind's own awareness. The Bardo Thodol teaches us that freedom is possible, not only in the moment of death, but in every moment we live. To recognize the light within us is to transcend the illusions that bind us. To awaken is to see the truth that has always been there, waiting to be known. The final truth is simple, yet profound. The light we seek is the light we already possess. We have traveled through the mysteries of the Bardo Thodol, from the moment of death, through visions of light and terror, to the threshold of rebirth, where desire and karma shape the soul's destiny. Along the way, we have seen that death is not an end, but a transition, a passage through illusions, reflections, and projections of the mind. The Bardo Thodol teaches that life and death are part of the same journey, that every moment is a kind of bardo, a space where awareness can awaken or be clouded by fear and attachment. What if the true purpose of these teachings is not just to prepare us for death, but to guide us in how we live? The light that appears in death is the same light that resides within you now. The illusions that haunt the Bardos are the same illusions that cloud the mind in life. To see through them, whether in life or death, is to awaken to the truth, a truth that has been whispered through countless generations, by countless traditions, a truth that transcends culture, belief, and language. The Bardo Thodol is a guide for those who seek to awaken, not only when death comes, but here and now, in the midst of life. And so, we return to the question, what if everything you thought you knew about death was only the beginning? What if these ancient teachings hold the key not only to navigating death, but to living with awareness, courage, and clarity? If this journey has stirred something within you, if you feel a desire to peer deeper into the mysteries of existence, then perhaps you are ready to take the next step. Subscribe and continue walking this path with me, for the story of the soul is never truly told in one sitting. Every end is but a doorway leading to a new beginning.